Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. I'm your host, Ringo. We are back again with another one. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. What I want to do, guys, is pretty much react to a video that was recommended. And, I want to share my thoughts about this situation here. White guy pretty much responds to the Karmelo Anthony gang, the mob, his supporters, whatever you want to call these folks. I want to react to this particular video and share my thoughts about exactly what's happening out here in the world, because, something's happening in this world, guys, and it's just really, really bad. I know I'm not the only one who can feel it in the air, but the world shifted over into a very dark place now. And I think the safest place to be is just at home. And, I think that's the real issue here, is just to kind of just stay away from the world, because ain't no telling what's going to pop off, like what's going to happen in today's day. So what we're going to hear now is how a white man feel about the Karmelo Anthony situation, right? This was actually a video request, so I want to pretty much react to this video and break this thing down. Now, I listened to the video already, so I pretty much know what he's going to say. At the same time, I want to break it down to kind of add my thoughts and how I feel about, I guess, what he had to say and, the things that he was reacting to at the same time. Now, when it comes to YouTube, I'm not really here to focus on his comment section, because, when you're on YouTube as a content creator, anybody could come to your comment section and say whatever they want. The comments from others, they're not. It's like this. If people come to my platform, right, and they post their comments, everybody's comments don't represent me, right? The only thing that represent me is me. You get what I'm saying? So if I read comments from his page, and let's say on his page you got racists or you got whites that don't like blacks, that's not a representation of him. Are you seeing that? Meaning, I cannot judge somebody because of how people comment on their platform. That's not how you judge things. Because if that's the case, any of you that comment that is negative, then that must be a representation of how I think. And that doesn't make any sense. So your thoughts are your thoughts. My thoughts are mine. His are his. Did we understand that? Okay. So now let's get into the video and play this thing back so that we could pretty much get into the content. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel so that we could get this video moving and more people can pull up so they can pretty much see the live. So now he starts off by playing a clip, I guess, of Austin Metcalf's family leaving the court after Karmelo was found guilty and sentenced to 35 years. And let's hear how black people were acting once the verdict was read. Let's see how they were communicating to the Metcalf family. Let's hear this.
Hey, we glad Austin dead.
Did you hear that? A black woman said, "We're glad Austin is dead." Let's start right there. You see, this is why I, Ringo TV, would rather just be alone and not deal with nobody. Because when I hear stuff like that, it pisses me off. And on social media, the black mob that is siding with Karmelo are some of the most evil people I've ever heard in my life. I mean, to have the audacity to see a family come out to court and you say, "We're glad Austin is dead," is demonic. You got to be a sick person, like very sick and evil. And for the life of me, I can't understand how could black folk, and this is why I keep saying, guys, all black people are not the same, because I am nothing like these animals and they're not my people. Those folks are not my people, because for a long time, black folk been under this mindset that if anybody have melanated skin, that y'all the same people. We're not the same people. There's no way those animals can be my people, because I would never do that. Karmelo murdered Austin in cold blood. And rather than these people say, oh, our condolences to the Metcalf family, sorry for your loss. No, instead you say we're glad Austin is dead because Karmelo got 35 years. If you folks are saying that outside the court and you're supposed to be representing Karmelo, then that means that's how his parents feel too. That must be how the parents feel, because y'all out there in support of Karmelo. Y'all out there protesting and being angry for what? And you're going to look that family in the face and say, oh, we're glad that Austin is dead. What kind of sick person is that, man? You know? Why would you say that when those people are grieving? And I'm going to tell you something, man. To the Metcalf family, right, that was there when you heard those evil words, you got to be very, very strong. You know why I know you're strong? Because you didn't react. You didn't react, man. I know that hit to the core when you heard it. I know it hit to the core. I know you wanted to say something. I know you wanted to really go off, but you kept your cool. That shows strength. That shows power. Because at that moment, the devil was trying to get you to react in a negative way so it could be on camera. And then they'll start playing that all over social media and say, see, look, the white people, see, look, the racists, you see, look how they, but you didn't do anything. You just went in your car, went about your business. You did the right thing. And see, in most cases, you don't even have to do a thing. You know why? Because God sees everything. And he'll use people like me to speak. And I'll render that judgment upon these damn animals the way they need to get it. Because that's my job. So even though their words were very hurtful, very disrespectful, you had every right to say something if you wanted to and be justified, because your family took a loss. And for some reason, the black community don't care. And that's the mindset that I see right now. And it's disgusting. I can't stand it. I cannot stand what I'm seeing in today's day. That's why I said there was a shift that happened in the world. And it's like the black community, based on this case, grown evil. And they've become the very thing they hate. In other words, they'll cry racism all day, but yet they're the ones doing the most. And everybody can see it but them. Every other ethnic group can see the evil. But for some reason, the black community is oblivious to the things that they do. They can't even see the errors of their ways. And you're wondering why you're at the bottom. You're wondering why nobody like you. You're wondering why. You're wondering why there's so many stereotypes. You fulfill all these stereotypes. I mean, the things that you guys are doing is disgusting. Like, the guy played a video of a black guy asking or trying to recruit young teenage black boys to go out there to commit crimes. And yet, we don't see none of these rappers talking against this. We don't see none of these so-called black influencers speaking against this. It's like nobody cares about the truth, because everybody's jumping on the Karmelo bandwagon because he's black. I don't care about Karmelo. I'm glad he's in prison. And I wish that he would have had gotten more time. I think 35 years is not enough. It's not enough, because he could get out in 17. You know, they could have gave him 50 years. That would have been a little better. You know, that way, by the time he get out, it's like he's at the point where it's like he can't even really do nothing with himself. It's like, what are you going to do? Go start a family? Nah, he shouldn't even get that opportunity because he took away Austin's life. Austin lost out on most likely scholarships. He lost out on possibly being in the league, like the NFL, or involved in some sort of sports. He was going that route, so his life was taken from him. All his opportunities was lost. And then the father, he had to endure this issue too. Imagine you have twin sons, and one of them are dead, and he got stabbed to death while his other brother watched in horror as his brother bled out. And all his blood was just flowing down into the track. And you look on social media and everybody's calling your brother a bully when he was not a bully. None of these people were there. None of these people know him. But all of social media became detectives, and they concluded that because Austin is white, he must be a bully. And for some reason, Karmelo did what he did because it was in self-defense. How do you call stabbing somebody in the heart who pushed you self-defense? Does that make any logical sense? And when I ask black people, if Karmelo Anthony stabbed your mother in the heart because Karmelo was on the line and your mom realized that he skipped her and she put hands on him and pushed him and he stabbed her in the heart, would the black community say free Karmelo? Would the black community ban with Karmelo after he murdered a mother over a push? Would y'all stand with him? See, the black community would never say they would stand with him. And what that proved is that the majority of blacks that actually side with Karmelo are racist. That is the whole meaning of being a racist. Because when I flip the question on you and bring it close to home, you don't want to accept that question. But because Karmelo is black, you ride with him after he murdered somebody. But if Karmelo killed your son, would you still feel the same way? Why is it so hard for people to understand that? Is it because of a lack of education? Is it because of mental illness? Because again, when various ethnic groups around the world see how black people are riding with Karmelo, and you're not thinking logical, you're not being educated, you don't understand what self-defense mean, you're not taking personal accountability, it makes you look bad and nobody likes you. So it's like people of the other nations are justified in not liking you. They have a reason for it. It's not like they don't like you because they just don't like you. They don't like you because of how you act. Not only that, there's this thug culture of just being violent that I'm seeing right now, where we're saying we need to go out there and unalive people. Do you guys understand that you're committing criminal acts on social media? Do you understand these are all terroristic threats? Do you understand that the FBI is monitoring social media now? Y'all think this is a game. The FBI is watching my live stream right now. Shout out to the FBI. They're watching right now because they're trying to find out exactly which influencer is influencing the youth or the community in order to put a battery in their back to commit crimes. They're trying to find out who's who. And a lot of influencers are going to get raided, meaning their houses are going to get broken into by the feds. They're going to kick your door down because they realize that you guys are committing crimes via social media. Sooner or later, this is going to get nipped in the bud by YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. They're going to have new guidelines, and there's going to be criminal penalties for these type of things. And a lot of influencers don't understand this. And what I've noticed is a lot of black influencers are rage baiting. They are recruiting people to become violent, and it's all for the sake of making money on social media. And most of these individuals really don't care about Karmelo. They're just using him to make money, just like Karmelo's parents use Karmelo to make money. It's the same thing. So let's get back into this tape, and get to the content. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the platform.
Glad Austin dead. I'm glad Austin is dead. He's a bitch ass bully. You guys knew he was a bully. You guys knew he was a bully. You guys knew that the
I want you guys to know that I am 6 foot even. My phone is at my head, and the guy in the back is his brother.
You guys knew that were bullies.
Karmelo Anthony was 5 feet 9, 5 feet 8, something like that.
So, folks, unfortunately, this Karmelo Anthony thing has really sent some people up a wall. I'm still getting messages from black people having some really, really interesting things said to me. And for those of you who are watching who are like, oh, I think it's a good idea to go and message Dan and tell him that I'm going to go, I don't know, off him in the middle of the night. Let me just save you some time. I am not scared of you. I'm not scared of whoever you're going to send after me. But let me just say this. If you do send somebody, make sure you send somebody that you don't give a shit about, because you're not getting them back. Fair? Where I live, you're not going to walk up to my front door and try to sell me solar. It's about a half mile long. You got to jump a bunch of gates, and you're going to have a scope on you before you even get halfway down the driveway. So my recommendation would be don't. By the way, folks.
So now that you heard what he had to say there, right? I think you guys need to understand exactly the magnitude of the problem, because you have a lot of people who, I guess they were making threats at him as well, saying they're going to pull up and they're going to send somebody. And I keep telling you that a lot of you folks are in for a rude awakening. Like, I'm in the South, and I'm going to tell you something. Everybody got guns. And there's a lot of folks, guys, a lot of folks with a heavy artillery. They're not playing games. The white man out in the South target practice every day. Every day. I'm talking about, all you hear is gunshots out in the woods. That's all you hear. And they're preparing themselves for you. Now, they're not the ones trying to target you. They're going to do what they got to do to protect themselves and their family. And I think that this is where the black community don't understand exactly what's going on. For some reason, it's like you guys want a war. And I don't think you're prepared. I really don't believe that you guys are prepared. You're not. Number one, most of these thugs that are in the hood, they're all felons. So they don't even have legal firearms. Number two, they can't walk around with a gun. They get arrested. So, and they don't even know how to shoot. This is why so many kids get killed. Innocent bystanders get killed, because normally when they shoot, they don't even have a target, So you're not really prepared for any sort of war. You're just not. I think that it's something that they do on social media to act tough, and you're just not really ready. So the guy is making it very clear that if you come to his house, because, it's easy to find people in today's day, very, very easy. He basically told you and warned you that it's going to be a problem for you. It's going to be a problem, guys. So I don't think that you want to act tough and put out threats on anybody on social media. You don't want to do stuff like that. And this is why the feds is monitoring social media, because I really believe that they are going to crack down on influencers. All you got to do is look at the situation that happened. I think it was last year. No, I think it was in 2024, 2025. Those of you guys that probably remember, I'll explain it. There was a Mexican guy, right, that was beefing with a black guy on YouTube. This beef been going on for about a year. And the black guy was out in, I think, Vegas or somewhere out there on the strip. And basically, the Mexican guy saw that they were live, and he knew right where they were. And while they were out there, the Mexican guy just kind of pulled out his gun and just shot the guy dead, and then killed his wife while they were live. You see what I'm saying? And it got real because the black dude was talking grimy on social media, but he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. The Mexican guy was not playing. He was not playing. So basically, the black couple is dead, and the other guy, he went to prison. And I think they're supposed to have like an update because his trial supposed to be coming up or something along that lines. I know I was looking up the story and I kind of looked into the info. I probably got to dig a little deeper and find out more info on it. But my point is, you can come to social media and talk real crazy and still get got, if that makes sense. So you want to be careful. You don't want to come to social media making threats. And this guy is not playing around. Just because he's an influencer doesn't mean, okay, I could just pull up. I think you need to look in the background. You see the scope? You see the background? He don't look like the type of guy that's playing a game. And for those of you that are making these threats, I keep telling you, man, you have some guys that they're cool, but you just don't want to go there with them because they're not playing games with you, right? So let's leave the threats alone. If you're going to, share your thoughts, criticism, whatever the case is, keep everything civilized. But with what's going on with this Karmelo thing, you guys have taken this thing too far. And it has become a situation where you had, I think, 3 black women who went out there and attacked a white woman. They attacked her, bust her up real good, and, they got arrested. And the feds decided to step in because while they were beating her up, they were saying, free Karmelo. And they said, we're doing this for Karmelo. And again, this makes the black community look horrible. That people are committing crimes in the name of Karmelo. Karmelo has become the Lord and Savior of the black community, guys. That's what's going on right now. But let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
Anyways, I wanted to go through a little more of what people are saying, because once again, and one could assume that this is a situation where a black person was killed and a white person killed them from the outrage on the black side. But that's not what happened. What happened is a black kid killed a white kid in cold blood, and black people are still mad, and they're still saying they're going to go and kill more white people. It is true.
At this person that says Ringo TV, the whatever, Metcalf, whatever, mom called the twins. Listen, I don't know where you be hearing all your lies from. Like it's like people, let me tell you something about the black community, guys. These folks, right? They don't get their information from sources, meaning like from the horse's mouth. They don't get it from there. What they do is they go to YouTube and they watch a racist black make a video that's anti-white. And these people lie every day. That's what the black influencers are doing right now on social media. They lie every single day, and they take twisted information and then they run with it. That's what's happening right now. And it's just sick. They literally come to my live chat and they talk as if though they're speaking facts, but what they're getting is regurgitated lies from other influencers that program them. It's very easy to deceive black people on social media because number one, they don't use their brain. Number two, they don't fact check nothing. They don't find the source information. They don't study nothing. They just believe whatever they want because that's what they want to believe. Like where you get this stuff from? You just make this stuff up out of thin air and you just come to social media to embarrass yourself? Like, think about how dumb you got to be to say his mom said that they're bullies. Like, how stupid could you be? What mother is going to say, oh yeah, my son that is dead, yeah, they're all bullies. Just dumb people, fam. Let's get back to the content. Let's go.
Truly one of the most low IQ takes out there. Anyways, I do want to say that there have been a lot of black people who have DM'd me saying, look, these people don't speak for all of us. We're really even sorry. Some of them are apologizing for the entire black community. And
well, you don't have to apologize on the entire black community because they don't represent me and I don't represent them. All I can do as a content creator, as a black man, is just speak the truth. I'm not apologizing for this and them people are not my people at the end of the day. I'm speaking in general because of all the lies that are being told, but I'm not going to bow down and start apologizing and doing all. I'm not doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not answering for all of that nonsense. That's not what I'm here for. I understand where he's coming from. I get all of that. But at the same time, because if we were to flip that around, white people are not coming to social media to apologize for other white people. We don't ever see that, right? I can only apologize for myself at the end of the day. I can only apologize for what I do. Now, let's get back to the content.
Look, I really appreciate that. And I know it's not every black person, but there is a culture problem. And I'm going to let this guy say it.
And you can't manage niggas. You can't trust me. I've been working with them for 45 years. A nigga just ain't going to do the right thing. You got an attitude about everything. Come on, man. Pastor Manning, he ain't for the black man. He against the black man. Then you got rap music. Damn. Mm-hmm. And it gets worse. Our youth today, you go to Daytona Beach, I don't know if y'all seen some of the videos. They even going to Ruth Chris restaurant now. They're like a bunch of monkeys. I swear before God. Black Gen Zers, somewhere between 15 and 30, they're like monkeys. They're like marauding monkeys, turn loose on shopping malls, restaurants, running amok, knocking over things, fighting and shooting and killing, half naked. They're like monkeys. Send their asses back to the jungle.
So I think that's what I wanted to say just without saying it.
I actually like the creativity. Because if he was to say all of that stuff, you'll call him a racist. You'll say he's a this, he's a that. But what better way to let David Manning say it? Now, those of you that know, you know David Manning don't care. David Manning he's been saying this stuff for years. This is not new. Anybody that had been around, even before YouTube even existed, David Manning has always talked like this. You know what I'm saying? Always. So it's not surprising how he feels about the black community. But you have to understand, David Manning is not talking about black people in general. He's talking about the ninja culture. He's talking about the degenerates, the delusional, the wicked amongst us. Do you understand? That's who he's talking about. It's a sickness that it's like when you speak against it, you get hated by other blacks. It's like, why are you saying that? Why are you making us look bad in public? What do you mean making you look bad in public? I ain't making you look no way. You know what I mean? I'm a black man. I don't feel no way. I'm just speaking the truth at the end of the day.
It's not all black people, but some of them, they want to act like they're hood rats, and America's tired of it. Like legitimately, we are done and tired of it. So we got a bunch more that I'm going to play here.
Now think about this. He's going to play some videos with some really interesting receipts. And I'm trying to figure out, why is it that black influencers are not reacting, right, to the things that black people are encouraging youth to do? Now, again, to the feds that are out there that are watching these social media streets, I'm pretty sure you probably can pinpoint where these individuals are by their IP addresses and so forth. But something needs to be done in terms of what can and cannot be said on social media, where people literally get a knock on their door just for the things they say. There got to be laws, cyber laws, things that are in place that can regulate social media, not to disturb freedom of speech or to limit our reach, but to pretty much hold people accountable for criminal activity done on social media. Because a lot of people are committing crimes and they're getting away with it. They're literally saying things and recruiting people on social media. Listen to this.
Once again, folks, look, I'm really not trying to focus on this, but ultimately, I think it's important for everyone who is not black to understand.
Notice somebody in the live chat. Somebody said, who's this? The Truth says, I guess he doesn't know he's going into captivity, and he's quoting Bible scriptures. So we have a black Hebrew Israelite who is quoting Bible scriptures, assuming that the white man is going into captivity. So let me get this straight, sir. With all the stuff we're talking about here, you're more concerned with the white man going into captivity rather than the fact that you're in captivity right now. Like, does that make any sense? Like, you're focused on, you're on the wrong side, buddy. It's like you're making it a race thing. What do you mean going into captivity? What is the matter with you folks, fam? That's why these black Hebrew Israelites, they're out here wasting your damn time. They're not helping you to get right with God. They're not helping the community. You got all these black Hebrew Israelites, yet the gun violence is still in the black community. All of that, read chapter this, read chapter that. Ain't nobody hearing none of that mess. Listen, nobody in the black community is hearing none of you. So all that scripture quoting, nobody hearing none of that stuff, fam. You know, you're not doing nothing about it. Or have you solved black on black crime in the black community? You're so worried about the white man when you should be worrying about them damn gangs in your community, the drugs that's in your community. That's what you should be worried about. But you're not doing nothing about it. You so quick to talk about captivity for the white man, but you're not talking about the evil of the black man? You know how crazy you sound? Just ridiculous, man. Let's get back to the content.
Where they stand with people like this. Like I said, I've got to clarify, it is not all black people, but it is a lot of them. That's it. I don't live in a very big town. I have to drive a while to get groceries. But even when I go to a little bit of a bigger town to get groceries, this behavior still happens. There are dudes walking in, sagging their pants, talking like they just got out of prison or talking like they're in a damn rap song.
And see, the community that he's talking about is ninjas. He's talking about the groups that I don't like. I don't like them either. Just like you don't like them. I don't like them. I don't want to be around them. I can't stand them. As soon as I see them, I go the other way. I don't like them. You know why? Because everywhere they go, there's trouble. Everywhere they go, there's a problem. Everywhere there's go, there's a gun. And this is just what's happening every single day. And it's like when you tell people this, people get mad. People get mad. That's not your culture. See, for some reason, the world believes that black culture is them acting like a ninja. They think that that's your culture. They think that is what is acceptable, and it's not. You understand? That's not what is acceptable. Real black people that are civilized do not live like that. We don't talk like that. We don't act like that. We don't live by that mess. You understand? Our grandmothers of old would whoop your ass if you came in the house acting a fool. You couldn't walk around with your pants sagging. You couldn't walk around acting a fool, talking like you don't got no damn sense. We didn't do that stuff growing up. But these youths today, where they get that stuff from? Where the daddy at? Where the father at? What's going on? Something went wrong, guys. You know, all of our elders that held down the family tree, they're all dead and gone. And now we have this new generation of vipers and animals that are leading these homes right now. And that's why these young black men are being shipped off to the prisons, right, to become women in the penitentiary, right? Because once a black man enters the penitentiary, he's going to either be somebody's bitch or he's going to be fucking a man, either one or the other. So don't let them confuse you and make you think that, oh, when they go to prison, oh, you know, they're just doing their time. No, when you go to the penitentiary as a black man, you're going to either be a bitch or you're going to be putting pipe on a man. Because that is what the system is set up for. So that you could go in there, come out with venereal diseases, and then you get with a black woman, right? And now you infect her. Where do you think all these STDs is coming from, ladies? Where do you think all this mess is coming from where you come up with some man and all of a sudden you wondering what the heck happened to you? Well, you got with a guy that go both ways. When he was in prison, he was with a man. Don't let him fool you. Don't let none of these people fool you because they lying. They come online, they act like something they not. When you see these YouTubers and they doing these so-called prison stories, all of those guys are actors. When they were in prison, they were somebody's woman. Don't believe the hype. It's all content at the end of the day. Let's get back to this thing, fam. Hit the like button.
And nobody fucking wants to be around it. So if you embrace your culture, that's great.
I'm gonna rewind it back a little bit so we can get the context of what he said.
Behavior still happens. There are dudes walking in, sagging their pants, talking like they just got out of prison or talking like they're in a damn rap song. and nobody fucking wants to be around it. So if you embrace your culture.
See, notice the person in the chat. He says, where's his comment at? Where's his comment? He says, so that doesn't happen to white men in prison. Why are you worried about what white men are doing in prison? See, I'm a black man. I can only speak on black people. Do you understand that? You're worried about what happens to white men. You know why? Because what I'm saying is the truth. That's why. So you want it to be white men too. You don't want to take accountability to the fact that either you got fucked in prison or you were sleeping with men. You don't want to deal with your issues. Instead, you want to focus on the white man. You understand? You don't want to take accountability for what you did. See, the truth is, ladies, for those women that are viewing, a lot of these black men that you see in my live chat crying, when they were in prison, they were somebody's woman. And if they wasn't somebody's woman, they were the one that was gang banging other dudes. Don't let them fool you, because you can see they're trying to project this on everybody else. Oh, is that not happening to white men too? Is that you were the same so-called ninjas that was fucking white men in prison? Oh yeah, let's talk about it. See, they don't want to talk about the truth. They don't want to talk about the real. There are real videos on YouTube, guys, of real prison inmates, right? Talking about how they used to all gang up to sexually violate white men because they were going after easy targets. It's right on YouTube, documented, fam. Black men, like a damn predator, going out into prison to get. I'm going to have to do a whole video on that documentary just to show you how these dudes are. The real truth, guys, the real truth that they don't want to tell you is that when they get to the penitentiary, they become predators up in there. And they live a whole nother life. And when they come out, you see them on the street acting gangster, trying to compensate for their manhood that was either taken away by force or voluntary giving up. Because that's what really goes down. Now, hit the like button. Let's get back to the content.
Prison or talking like they're in a damn rap song, and nobody fucking wants to be around it. So if you embrace your culture, that's great. Yeah.
See, he said, if you want to embrace your culture. See, in the white community, they think that when you see ninjas, that's our culture. That's not our culture. That is, listen, when you see that type of dysfunction, that's what you're supposed to call it. Dysfunction. That's a dysfunctional group. You understand? That's not culture. No, that's not culture. When you have a culture, you embrace something that's positive, something that when people, it's like when you go to a foreign country, what do you always say? You want to go there for the food, to experience the culture. Well, who want to experience ninjarism? Who want to experience thug life? Who want to experience hood life? That's not no culture. That's a mess. You understand what I'm saying? Like, who wants to be around that garbage? Nobody want to be around that poison. You know what I mean? Let me shout out these super chats real fast. I'm going to get back to the content. Shout out to Shrimp30 for the 5. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. It says Facts 100. Shout out to Wong85 for the $5. Says, the black liberal mindset is the problem in America, incapable of living civil society. And they don't want to do that, fam. Anytime I make sense, guys, and I talk like this, they always say that I'm trying to fit in with white people. Guys, when I tell you I don't want to fit in with nobody, I don't want to be around nobody, fam. If it was up to me, I'll live on an island away from all of y'all. I don't want to be around people. I don't like people, fam. Human beings in today's day are evil. And it goes on either side. White, black, Asian, they all evil, fam. The whole world have shifted into a demonic state where people have lost their minds in today's day. I would rather just be alone on an island. If a helicopter can bring my food, I'll be good to go. You understand? Just on an island, I get my deliveries of my food and I'm good to go, and I don't got to deal with the world. I'm good to go, because it seems like no matter where you go, there's drama. If you in the black community, drama. You in the white community, drama. And white people have their own drama amongst themselves. These are the things that you just don't know. But am I going to sit here all day talking about white people all day? That's not for me to talk about. That's for the white man to talk about. The white man deal with his own BS in his own community. You understand? I've seen white people pull guns on each other out here. I've seen it. I see arguments. I see white people stealing Yeah, at the local Food Lions. I see white people shoplifting, guys. It happens. But am I going to sit online all day talking about, oh, yeah, the white man, he shot? No. I'm not talking about that. The only thing I could talk about is what the black community is doing. You know why? Because we got to solve our problems. In order for us to get better, we need to hear the truth. My job is not to sit around talking about the Asian community and what they're doing. No, let's talk about the problems that's happening in the black community so we could do better. Don't make no damn sense. And that's what the black community want you to do. They want you to talk about other communities because they don't want to hear about themselves. They don't want to hear about that. So now, when it comes to this Karmelo Anthony situation, the black community turned this into a race issue, not the white community. Oh, no, because Austin Metcalf's father tried to bridge the gap with Karmelo Anthony's family. And what did they do? They laughed at him and mocked him and kicked him out of that event where he tried to come up to. And instead, Karmelo Anthony's family played the victim. And then they played the race card and they turned this thing into a white and black issue. And because they used all of this emotionalism, what that did, it caused the black community to jump on the Karmelo bandwagon like, hey, it's the blacks versus the whites. So we got to stick with our own. And you guys got suckered and you got played because Karmelo's family robbed you of $700,000. Robbed you. Out of that $700,000, his family didn't even use that money to hire proper legal representation. You understand? To the point where Karmelo didn't even get to go on the stand. You know why they didn't put Karmelo on the stand? Because the Metcalf family's attorney would have crucified him on that stand. First of all, why you brung a knife to that event? Why? That knife was not allowed there. He wasn't competing with nobody. So why was a knife in his bag? What's the purpose for that knife being in Karmelo's bag? What is the purpose? And if he was afraid for his life, why he didn't walk away? These are the questions that an attorney would want to cross-examine him with. So Karmelo, why didn't you just walk out of the tent and leave? Leave out of the canopy. Why didn't you do that? Why did you have that weapon in your bag? Why you told Austin, touch me and see what happens? What did you mean by that? What did you mean by touch me and see what happens? Were you planning on using that knife? If you did, that's premeditated murder. See, the black community is not educated enough, to understand premeditated murder. He premeditated. For those of you that are stupid and didn't graduate high school, when you tell Austin, touch me and see what happened, that means he visualized, right? Premeditated. It means he visualized himself putting his hand in the bag, taking out the weapon and plunging it into his heart. He saw himself doing it and he gave him the warning, provoking him. Touch me and see what happens. That's premeditated murder. Do you understand? But when you tell this to the black community, instead they'll call you a coon, a Sambo, and they'll say you're a sellout and you're trying to make white people happy. Guys, I don't know why y'all keep saying make white people happy. White people are not here supporting me. White people are not here sending money to my Cash App. White people are not doing it. You understand? And if I might have a few white viewers that might support the Cash App, might support the Super Chat here and there, it is what it is. But I don't have any support that's coming in from white people that's financially to the point where I'm going to be doing content all day and they're going to be just flooding me with a bunch of money. I do content because I'm good at it. And because I'm good at it, it doesn't matter what ethnic group is watching me. When there's a crime story, I'm going to speak the truth. If an Asian is a victim, I'm going to speak truth and want justice for that individual. It doesn't matter who you are. You understand? I'm not going to ride with you because you're black. You understand? That's not how it works, guys. I'm not partial in judgment. I'm not biased. If you're a criminal, I'm coming after you. Just that simple. So stop making it a race issue and learn how to focus on the facts of the case. That's the main thing that the black community is not focused on, is the facts of the case.
Behavior still happens. There are dudes walking in, sagging their pants, talking like they just got out of prison or talking like they're in a damn rap song, and nobody fucking wants to be around it. So if you embrace your culture, that's great. Yeah. Do it. But then Don't be the people who are like, oh man, white people don't like me. No fucking shit, man. No fucking shit.
It is hate speech, whatever, but I hate these motherfuckers. It's time to start killing these motherfuckers.
Notice what the black man said in there. He said he hate white people and it's time to start killing them. That's what he said on a public platform. The FBI need to be at his door.
If we don't kill those motherfuckers, they're going to keep killing us. And it's time for an eye for an eye. Fuck it, let's kill these motherfuckers.
Do you see that? That's coming from the black community. Let's hear this guy right here. Let's go.
Truthfully speaking, we need more young niggas that's under the age of 17 and 16. Go fire these folk up. Y'all will be out at 30.
You see that? He's telling the youth that are literally teenagers, guys, that they need to go out there, unalive white people, and hey, you'll be out of prison in 30, by the time you're 30. This is coming from the black community. Are y'all seeing this? These are the very same people saying free Karmelo. Let me rewind that back so you can hear this disgusting rhetoric from the black community. Let's go.
Truthfully speaking, we need more young niggas that's under the age of 17 and 16. Go fire these folk up. Y'all will be out at 30.
We out here trying to do stuff right. They ain't doing nothing but killing us and hanging us and sending us to jail. Let's crash.
He's telling the black community, let's crash out. That's what's coming from these uncivilized folks. Telling the youth to go and crash out. That's what they're communicating on social media, guys. And you're going to tell me the feds is not on to this? They're watching social media. And a lot of you guys going to be behind bars.
They're telling minors to do this now. I mean, that is the perfect reason why this is happening. Everybody makes a joke of like, oh, you're black, so you grew up with a dad. I don't even think that's a joke. But if it is a joke and they did grow up with their dad, what was their dad telling them? Was he telling them this stuff? Oh, son, you're under 18. So
listen, over 85% of the black community, there's no fathers in the home. Just like there's no fathers in the home right now. You understand? And even if there's a father in the home, he's not even being a father in his son's life. That's just a fact. Most homes in the black community, it's ran by a single mother. You understand? Because she been out in them damn streets, right? Because here's the thing. A lot of times when we talk about these issues, right, and we say, oh, there's no fathers in the home, it makes it look like the man is just the bad guy. And in most cases, a lot of them are. But a lot of the women ain't shit either. Because why? They were the ones fucking these men. They were the ones sleeping with these men. So everybody must be held accountable. Because if you're a woman and you're a good woman, why would you be with a man that's no good? Why would you have a baby with a man that's no good? Why do it? Why would you subjugate yourself to a situation of bringing life into the world with a man that ain't good? He ain't going to be there. He don't want to work. He don't want to provide. He don't want to build. He don't want to do nothing. So you have a part in this too. So if there's no fathers in the home, I blame you too, not just the man. Because I don't want to hear nothing about, well, I'm a good woman. Well, how you a good woman and your man left you? How is it that in the black community, it seems like every woman is single with a kid? You want to tell me it's not a problem with you too? You got a problem too. Keep your legs closed. Stop sleeping around. But because nobody is holding anybody accountable, we have a life cycle that keep going on. A revolving door of single mothers, households that are just divided, no fathers, and just a bunch of illegitimate children running around with no guidance. You understand? That's a nasty cycle that is going on right now in the black community, and nobody want to address this issue. And then when you break up with that man that you were with, rather than you learn from your errors, rather than you learn to keep your legs closed, you go get with another guy and have another child, only for that man to leave. But it's not the man that's leaving. Let me burst that bubble. Because a lot of times what women do is they say, oh, he left, he abandoned. That's a lie. 90% of the time, women leave those relationships because they couldn't get what they wanted. Couldn't get their way. Maybe the man cheated. Maybe he had some other woman. She didn't like that. She left with the baby, put him on child support. And this is the culture that we see in today's day, where a paycheck is more important than a father in the home. Because there's a lot of men out there that you've been on point. There's a lot of guys that you've been a good guy in relationships and the woman left you and took the baby and put you on child support. And you always been an upstanding guy. But because she wanted to live a lifestyle of doing what she wanted and you tried to lead her, she didn't want to be led. So she left you and took the baby and used the baby against you. That's the untold truth that a lot of men go through. So it's a two-sided story, guys. You got men that ain't ish, yes, but then you got good men that wanted to be fathers. And their baby mama, their old lady, put them through hell and hot waters. And it's an untold story that men never get to tell because they're being dragged in these courts every single day. You got a lot of black men that have been working their whole life. They're getting their paychecks garnished. You got them suffering. These guys could barely survive because these women are destroying them in the courts. And they don't got no protection. This is why I tell you guys, listen, stop going out here being intimate with these women if you ain't prepared for the consequences. If you ain't prepared, don't go out here having no babies. Stop going out here sleeping around. Stop thinking that you could just go out here and just do whatever you want. Because when you impregnate a woman, be prepared for the drama. If you ain't planning on marrying that woman, you shouldn't even be sleeping with her. Those are the rules. Everybody must be held accountable. Stop going out here just thinking you having fun because that moment of pleasure can turn to 20 years of garnishment. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
Just go run this bag up the street for me, and if you get caught, you're fine because you're not 18. Where do you think they learn it from? Oh, we got more though, folks.
Fuck that nigga Austin, Mick Cal, man. Fuck that nigga Austin, man. If you black nigga, you ain't smoking on Austin, fuck you too.
Do you see the mindset of the ninja? Listen to this animal as he speak, guys. Totally disgusting, the things that he's saying.
For me, and if you get caught, you're fine because you're not 18. Where do you think they learn it from? Oh, we got more though, folks.
Fuck that nigga Austin, Mick Cal, man. Fuck that nigga Austin, man. If you black nigga, you ain't smoking on Austin, fuck you too. Today we smoking on Austin, nigga. Fuck.
You heard what he just said? If you're black and you're not going against Austin, then F you too. Do you see what I mean, guys, on why I roll solo? I don't care about none of this black community stuff and all this stupid shit. Fuck y'all. I don't care about that shit. Anybody that's evil, I don't rock with you, fam. If you black and you have that mindset of if I'm not banging on Austin, then F me? No, F you. I don't got time for that mess. You're not my people if that's how you conduct yourself. That's pure disgusting. That's evil. I don't rock with that. I'm a father at the end of the day. Just think about how that idiot finished talking right there. Talking about if you ain't going against Austin, then F you too. I thought we all supposed to be brothers and sisters. But see, we're not. We're actually savages when you really think about it. Only a savage would say something like that, fam. And you don't see the black community speaking out against these issues. But you know why? Because they agree with it. They agree with it, gang. They agree with this.
Fuck that nigga Austin, Mick Cal, man. Fuck that nigga Austin, man. If you black nigga, you ain't smoking on Austin, fuck you too. Today we smoking on Austin, nigga.
Fuck Austin. Glad your ass dead, nigga. I'm mad as a motherfucker.
So these are your brothers and sisters, fam? So let me get this straight. If you black, you rock with this dude? I wouldn't want to be around people that like that, fam. I wouldn't want to live around people like that. People like that are predators, they're animals, they're killers. This person is evil. At heart, fam. Anybody that talk like that, why would you want to be around that? And yet y'all want to call everybody else racist for not wanting to be around ninjas. Listen, when you see white folk moving out the community, it's because of this. It's not because you're black. When they see ninjas, they pack their family up and they out. You know why? They don't want to use their guns on you. See, I don't think you understand this. You have a lot of guys, a lot of people from different ethnic groups. They're not playing. They're not. So to avoid a situation, they just decide, you know what? Let me get my family out of this community. Because if I stay here and one of these ninjas do something to my son, my daughter, I'm going to prison because I'm taking them out. So you know what? Let me get my family up on out of here. How many of you, at the sound of my voice, moved out of a community because you know how you are and you decided, if I stay here and one of these ninjas try me, I'm going to prison. So you know what? Let me get my coins together. Let me get my credit right because I got to get out of here before I crash out. How many of you been there? How many? How many of you ladies told yourself, I got to leave this community and move somewhere else better because I need to be around civilized, working class people that mind their damn business. I need to be around them. See, a lot of us that want to move to decent communities, we're not moving there because we're trying to mix mingle with people. We just want to stay out of the way. We just want to be able to survive, live a peaceful, quiet life without drama. Go to work, come home, relax, be able to go on the porch and just kind of chill a little bit and don't have to worry about, gang violence, drive-by shootings and all this other filthy mess and gangs up and down the block and drugs at the trap house. Nobody wants to be around that filth. But see, in the black community, we're accustomed to that. So it's sort of like it's normalized. You get it? So it gets to the point where if you're black and you want to do better, right? And you tell other blacks like, look, I'm moving out the community. It's too much violence and drugs. Everybody look at you like, oh, you think you better than me? You think you better than us? Oh, you think you white now, right? Oh, you trying to sound like you're white. You're trying to talk like, see, this is what they do to you. They want you to be in the same pit where they are. So the minute you try better in yourself, your family turns against you, your friends turn against you. How many of you outgrown your friends? How many of you in a black community outgrown your friends? You went out there, you got your education. Some of you probably went to the military, you got out, you're doing good for yourself. You started a business, whatever the case is, you did something and you end up, excelling in life. And it's like all your friends turned against you. Why? Because you outgrown them, you see? And there's nothing wrong with that. You want to do better. They want to stay in the hood. Hey, stay in the hood. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you straight up. Working class, civilized humans that live in the hood, they ain't trying to be there forever. I could tell you that right now. Any black man, black woman that is still in the hood, in the ghetto, right? You're not trying to be there forever. You're literally working on getting out. Because I know that's what you're doing. Because any civilized, working class, black man, black woman is not trying to stay there forever. It's just right now, you're probably going through to get yourself together little by little, get your money together, get a little overtime, get your credit, pay off your bills, pay off your car. You're trying to do something to get yourself together before you escape from that hellhole. Because ain't nobody trying to stay there. Who the heck would want to be around a bunch of ninjas committing crimes and violence all day? Who want to be around that? Who wants to? You trying to come over there with your girlfriend. Oh, let me invite my lady over my apartment. And she got to walk through this filth. Who wants to be like that? Some of you ladies are decent women. Why would you want to be around that mess? I know women that live in the hood and they trying to get out because they can't stand it. Every time they come home from work, they got to have tunnel vision because of all the mess that's around them. Nobody want to be around that mess. It's crazy.
Free Karmelo. And fuck that nigga. Good thing he is dead.
It's very interesting. Why are y'all calling white people the N-word?
Right. I always want to know that. Like, why black people call white people the N-word, and then if white people say that, you get mad at them. They don't make no sense, man. They don't make no sense that you would get mad at them for calling you the N-word, but you're calling them the N-word.
I would say it, but I don't know how YouTube's going to feel about that. But why are y'all calling us the N-word? Do we look black to you? No? I thought it was like a cool word that y'all just call each other. But now you're calling it to us? So what does that mean? Does that mean that we can say it now? I mean, nobody actually gives a fuck. The only time y'all do anything about it is when somebody is weaker than you. So what's the deal?
Weaker, because that's exactly what they were doing with this Karmelo situation. You have black guys going out. There was this one video. I think he might play it. I'm not sure. I think he might play it where you had a black guy. He went up to this white guy that was with his woman, and I think he either slapped them or punched them and said, you were on the Karmelo, like the jury, or you did something along them lines. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I think he's going to play the video if I can remember, or maybe he didn't. But yeah, that's pretty much what that situation is. Let me see. Somebody had said something in the chat and I wanted to read it. Let's see. Money says nobody wants to stay in the trailer park or wherever. I don't think that's even affecting nobody like the hood. See, I don't think you understand. There's a difference between a trailer park from the hood. The hood is a mentality of how they think. You know what I mean? Like they're never going nowhere. When you think about the hood, people that are in the hood and have a hood mindset, they never leave the hood. They never grow. They never outdo themselves. They never grow. Nothing ever happened. You'll see guys from teenage years all the way to old men living in the hood, and they stay there in that hood culture, never excelling, never starting a business, never doing anything. Never. It's just the whole family tree stays in that same environment. And their kids are in and out of prison. The young ladies impregnated in their teenage years, baby mothers, 16, 17. And then their kids repeat the same process. And it just keeps going on. That's whole hood culture. You understand? Drinking all day, smoking weed, right? Nobody's getting an education. Nobody's growing. The young men don't even want to work. You go to any predominantly black community where it's a hood culture, the black men don't work. The women are the ones that work. All the women work. The men don't work. The men live off the woman. You go in any predominantly black community, the woman is normally the one, her name is on the lease. That's right, not the man. You understand? In most cases, these men don't even have an ID. They don't have a license. They don't have a car. They don't have shit. You know what I mean? And then these women end up getting impregnated by a man that don't got a job and don't got no transportation. He don't got nothing. He ain't built himself up at all. Think about that mess. How many times have we seen videos of a black woman kicking a man out the house, throwing his clothes out the window? Have you ever noticed you never see a situation of the man throwing the woman out? It's always the woman throwing the man out. You know why? Because he don't got no place to live. He was living up under her, trying to use her. This is why, as a woman in 2026, you don't supposed to have no man living up in your house. Tell him to get the fuck out. You understand? We're in 2026. If that man can't go do his own thing, you don't need to be with him. If he can't even get an apartment, you don't need to be with him. Why is he living with you for? Why? Nah, you need your own space, your own peace. Then if you want to link up with him every now and then because he got his own crib, cool. But it don't supposed to be where he living up in your crib. Nah. That's your place. That's where you have your solitude, your peace, your energy is all in your house where you could just walk around naked, do what you want and have your way. But when you got this ninja living up under you, you're preventing him from being a man because you're taking care of him. Okay, you might have a man, he probably fell on hard times and it is what it is. You kind of working with him. You gave him an opportunity to get back on his feet. I could get that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like meaning he's a working dude. He always worked and he kind of got laid off or whatever the case is. And he kind of, you pretty much holding down the fort until he get back on track. And in a situation like that, I could get it. I could understand that. But if you just having this ninja up in your house, right? He don't want to work. He ain't contributing to none of them bills. Right? Every month you got to deal with these fucking bills, right? Because those of you that pay rent, pay mortgage, pay bills, you know what it is when it coming on to that first of that damn month. And you know these bills are due. Ain't no time for no games. So why would you be in a situation where you carrying the weight of a man and he ain't contributing to nothing? And you wondering why these women are mad. You wondering why? And here's another thing. If you a man and you doing your own thing, why the fuck you angry for? If you a man and you got a job and you holding it down, I'm not talking to you. But see, a lot of you ninjas, you keep on signing for the package as if though somebody talking to you. Listen, if a black woman said that black men ain't ish and they ain't taking their kids, you ain't gonna see me jumping up and down, protesting, talking about I'm a good father, I take care. I ain't gonna say nothing. You know why? Because she ain't talking to me. She's not talking to me. She's talking to you deadbeats that don't take care of your kids. But see, with a lot of you black men, it's like, you could be a dude that's on point taking care of business, and while I'm speaking, you getting mad. If it don't apply to you, why you upset? Why are you upset if you on point? You're being emotional. That's the problem. Hit that like button. Let's get back to the content.
Confused on that. I really am confused. Did something change?
Should have go dig his ass up and beat his ass again, then stab him again.
You heard what this demon says? That we should dig up Austin's body. Right? He said that we should stab him again and beat him up again. That's what this black guy said, fam. That's what he said. Ain't that sick? Ain't that sick, fam? He said that the black community should dig up his body, beat him up again, and stab him again. That's coming from the black community. So where's the outrage for stuff like this? Why black people sit around and people talk like this and nobody give any pushback to it? Why? Why I gotta come up and speak? The white man is speaking about it. You're gonna call him a racist. So, like, no matter what, if a white guy make a video and speak against this stuff, he's automatically a racist, right? That's how the black community treats it. If I speak about it, they'll call me a coon, a Sambo, a sellout. I don't even know what they mean by sellout, because I don't even know what that means in the black community anymore. It's just a stupid thing that they say to try to make it look like you're not down with them. You're right. I'm not down with ninjas, because I'm not a ninja. I'm not an animal. I'm not no damn savage. I'm not that. I'm a father. I don't know what it is, but I guess because I'm a father, I understand the world. And I understand that I have responsibilities. I don't got time to be acting like a damn beast in these streets, you know? Especially when I have daughters. Let's go.
Person that told me that they found Karmelo Anthony guilty of killing that bitch ass white boy. And honestly, Shaq, I can't really expect much in America.
And then, look, folks, I got to put a window, I guess, over Austin Metcalf's face, because this guy by the name of the Black Tucker Carlson keeps making these memes where it's dead Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony is choking him out. Probably.
That's crazy. That's crazy that somebody took the photos of Austin and Karmelo and created this foolishness of Karmelo choking him out, guys, under the tent. And this is what the black community is doing. This is what the black community is doing, guys. And they're not speaking out against this. They're not. To them, this is good. But if a white person did this, oh man, oh man. If a white person, imagine that, guys. You see white folk making memes with a white guy choking out a black guy, and they posted it all over social media. Black community will lose their minds. You see? They'll be playing the race card all day. But it's okay for black people to do this. This is sick.
Some of the most heinous stuff I've ever seen. So what I did is I sent him a message, and the offer still stands. Come on my show, man.
He would never go on the show because they're cowards, you know? They would never come on the show because they're cowards. A lot of these black folk that are on social media doing this type of stuff, they're cowards, and they're doing it for the money. They're doing it for the money. If you were to catch these people in the street by themselves and run into them for real, oh, they'll be acting like fans. They'll be acting like they're your fan. They ain't going to have all that tough talk, all that gangster talk. None of that stuff going to happen if you see them in the street for real. It's a social media thing where they act one way online for clicks and views. That's all. It's all about content.
On my show and tell everybody on here what you think of us. What does it say? What does it say there in your bio? DM for a paid sponsorship. Fuck, man, I'll pay you. Look at this. He posted family of grifters on here.
That's sick, man. Look at what he did, fam. He took the Metcalf family and he have Austin inside of a coffin and made like a doll thing using AI software and all that stuff, fam. Absolutely sick. That's sick, man. Absolutely sick. And this is what black folk is doing, y'all. Black people is doing this. And you know what's so crazy about this, guys? I don't know if you guys know this, so I'm gonna probably tell you just in case you don't know. All of us have to die. Let me say that again in case you're not educated and you don't know that. Once you were born, you are dying as you live. So to be mocking Austin's death, to me, is crazy because you gotta die too. There's coming a day when you got to die. You understand? There's coming a day when you have to go. Notice a demon in the live chat says Ringo has Stockholm syndrome. You see the mentality of these demons? No, that's what you have. You're projecting your mental issues onto me. I'm actually a civilized man, a family man. I'm sure you don't even have that. Matter of fact, you'll never have that. You'll never have a family or be successful. Never. Because you're an animal. You understand? An uncivilized demon. That's exactly your nature. And it's just sick. Absolutely sick. And it be people like you, you're the type of ninja that I despise. I can't stand you. I don't even know why you exist. But then again, I do, to do the devil's work. See, people like you are the reason why other nations look down on the black community. Because of people like you. People like you, degenerates, the scum of the earth, trash. I don't know what woman would even be with a creature like you to reproduce and have another animal come forth. That's why I don't understand with women. Why do you ladies sleep with men that are animals, knowing you're going to reproduce another demon into the earth? Ain't that strange? Like, you complain about your baby daddy ain't ish, but yet you reproduce a son for him. And not realizing that the things you think about that baby daddy, that's his son. He come from that seed line, which means he's going to repeat the same process with a woman that he's going to dog out too.
Oh, okay. They're grifters. They're the ones with the give, send, go after they murdered somebody, after they stabbed somebody.
Right.
Are you fucking stupid?
They are stupid. That's the problem. They are stupid. Look at what he hooked up with this picture. That's his name, the Black Tucker. That's what he does. And notice, you see I guess the blood spot on the shirt to represent where he got stabbed. And he put him with Charlie Kirk, and he put devil horns on them. This is what black people are doing, guys. This is how sick the world is right now. So I'm trying to figure out who's the racist here. See, when we talk about these issues and we make it very clear that black people can be racist too, people don't want to accept that. They be like, nah, black people can't. Black people can be much as racist as white folk can anytime. And this is a clear example of it. Because if a white person was doing this towards a black person, you would be calling them a racist. Because it's all hate. It's hateful. It's sick. I don't even know why these people have social media platforms doing this type of evil.
And then he had the balls to post this. Seriously, to the Black Tucker Carlson Jr., come on my show. If you have this much to say, let's discuss it. Come on, man. You're Billy Badass online. Why don't we finish with this woman named Raya, I believe. I just found her online the other day, and she has a lot of great content. She's a woman who despises where the black community has gone with a lot of this stuff. And here's her piece, because I think it's brilliant.
Think they're gonna win a race war, and I think that's really fucking hilarious because they don't realize how outnumbered they are when it comes to that type of stuff. Everybody is fucking sick of black people. Everybody is sick of black people. Who's gonna go fight for y'all on the fucking race war? Because it's not gonna be black people like me. It's not gonna be white people. It's not gonna be the Mexicans, because they're tired too. Everybody's tired. The Asians are tired. How can every fucking race hate y'all? But y'all aren't the problem. It's okay to say that it's that are the problem. A lot of people are so afraid to say that it's the ninjas that are the fucking problem.
And see, when she say the ninjas, right, she's talking about a specific group in the black community who are the savages of the community. And we all know this to be true, right? The ninjas. There is a ninja culture in the black community. And I think that if we are honest and stop protecting this group, right, we'll be able to rid them from the community. But it's going to take the civilized black people to rid the ninjas. There's two types of black folk: civilized black folk, and then you got ninjas. And I don't like ninjas. I don't like them. I don't like being around them. I can't stand seeing them. I don't even want to be near them. I'm serious. I go the other way. As soon as I see them, I got to go because I'm going to end up putting one down. I'm not playing. I don't want to be around you because I know everywhere you go, there's destruction and violence everywhere. There's always jealousy. You know how jealous ninjas are, fam? As soon as they look at you, they get jealous. As soon as they look at, especially if you're black. If you're black and you're doing good, a ninja will always be jealous. He will always say something stupid. Try walking with your woman around a ninja. Let's say there's a group of ninjas and you got a woman and she looking good. A ninja gonna say something stupid to disrespect, to try you. You see what I mean? That's what they do. They won't have respect and be like, yo, the man walking with his lady, walking with his wife, chill, chill. Nah, he got to say something stupid because in his mind, he's next to his boys. So it makes him feel like he the man, like he bold. But if he was by himself, he wouldn't do that. That's how a ninja is. A ninja is a coward who, when he's with his friends, he act tough. But when he by himself, he don't do that. Have you ever seen people like that, guys? A ninja that when he's with his buddies, he's gangster. When he's by himself, you don't do none of that stuff. That's how it is in that type of system. It's like when they get around their ninja buddies, they all put batteries in each other's backs. And I can't stand it because I don't act like that. So why would I support that? Why would I embrace that and say, oh yeah, these are my brothers? No, they're not. Those are the devil's kids. Those are the devil's children. Anybody that act like an animal is the devil's children, no matter what ethnic group they come from. If you act like a demon, you're the devil's child. Just that simple.
Stupidity is just going to keep spreading even to the little nigglets that they have. They're spreading their stupidity through generations of nigglets. They're teaching them that white is evil. It's really sad how they have to convince themselves that black people are this and that. But what if y'all accomplished that is so this and that where y'all have to act like that? Peanut butter? Like, look at Africa. It's still a shithole because there's no white man there. Y'all are only successful here and in Africa because of the white man.
I have to correct this woman. The so-called black man in America is not an African, right? And I think that's one of the biggest lies ever told is they try to pin this thing that black people are African, like we're all African. I'm not no damn African, right? A real African already know that you and him are not the same people. We're not. We're the chosen people of the Most High. We were the ones that were enslaved because of our sins against the Most High. Right. So while she's talking, don't fall into the propaganda because you'll end up thinking that somehow we have something to do with any problems that's going on in Africa or whatever. We're not African. You understand? Let's make that very clear.
I wouldn't be surprised if they won the race war because what the fuck do y'all have to offer?
Well, I think she's correct.
You say you believe the woman is AI. I don't know. I have to go look up that video because if I look it up, I could tell if it's AI because number one, her face don't look real. It looked like it's a mask. It looked like, filters and all that other stuff. So I would have to look it up and I can pretty much let you know if it's AI or not. But, once I, because sometimes people make videos and put blackface on it and then they use it as if though a black person is saying this and saying that. So you got to look out for that too. So this is why you have to always go fact check and try to find it. Now it has a little title on it. So it looked like that's probably on TikTok. I'm not sure, but I'll look it up and see. I don't know if that's TikTok, but I'll look up that title and see if I can go find the source platform of where that came from. And I can verify if it's AI or not.
I don't think anybody would fight on the side of black people this time if there was one, because everyone's realistic about how they are now. Majority.
Somebody said, let me see, said, this is a bird brain talking, LOL. I'm not sure who you're referring to. Me, the woman, the white guy, I don't know. But if you're referring to me, I don't really care because I'm in my own world. See, that's the difference between me and other so-called black folk is that I'm in my own world. You get what I mean? I'm in my own peace, which means I don't give two fucks how you feel about me, right? I live my own life and I got to answer to God. All the mayhem that's going on down here, all the ninjas and the wild madness and the delusional people. I don't got time to be wasting all my energy being concerned about stuff that I have no control over. People are going to think what they want to think about you. because they're jealous of you. You know, when a person has something going on with themselves and they're doing their own thing, they don't really got time to be focused. Like if you're watching me, right, and you're on my platform right now and you're watching me, it is because of one thing and one thing only. You either want the truth or you're sent by the devil. One of the two. Because people that watch, they typically would watch because they want to hear the content to get the understanding. Another would be a person who's just sent by the devil to disrupt the truth. So at the end of the day, those that rock with me, cool. Those that don't, fuck you. I don't care. See how that work? But you're going to still watch because you're an NPC. And NPCs are assigned by the devil to infiltrate those that are chosen to do the work, those that rebuke the devil, those that regulate the matrix. See, I'm doing the job like Neo. And in this matrix, there are many Agent Smiths that jump in and out of people. Those are called the NPCs. And these non-playable characters are program bots that repeat the devil's work. And that's all they do. And when you're an intelligent human being, whether white, black, Asian, you sometimes think you're crazy living in this world because you look at how a lot of black folk are responding to the Karmelo Anthony situation. And you're like, these people cannot be this dumb because they're siding with a murderer. And in your intelligence, due to your education, you're looking at stupidity and foolishness so much that it almost feels like you're the only intelligent person in the world, because it's like, my goodness, could these people be this dumb? Like nobody's taking accountability. Nobody's using their brains. Am I crazy? Is something wrong with me? No, nothing is wrong with you. You are just in a place that has a problem. It kind of reminds me of Dave Chappelle, where he was talking to Oprah, and I guess they were talking about something along the lines of him taking a trip to Africa and whatnot. And he said something along the lines of, you know, like the environment is toxic. It's not him. See, he was said to be crazy. That's what everybody was saying, that, you know, Dave Chappelle is crazy. And he said that's the worst thing somebody can tell you, is that you're crazy. But he said, it's not that I'm crazy. Nothing's wrong with me. The environment is toxic. So a lot of times the world around us is toxic. And people think you're crazy because of how you live, how you think. You're not the problem. The people around you are. They're not normal. You are. But they want you to feel like something's wrong with you because you're not trying to fit in, because you don't possess the demons they hold.
Just something to look at, folks.
I think that's the end of it right there. So we're going to pretty much end that, and I'll just pretty much continue on to communicate with what I had to say. So in closing, guys, when it comes to this particular topic, we heard what a white man had to say and his thoughts about the situation. I didn't even see this video clip of the Metcalf family pretty much leaving after the verdict came down. I didn't even know about that, but it's just sick that these black folk were literally outside waiting for them. And as they enter their car, they were saying they're glad that Austin is dead. That is so evil, fam, to say. That is wicked beyond wicked, man. You know? It don't make no sense to say this type of evil stuff, man. But I'm hated, guys, because I speak the truth. You know? And when I make my content to stand for justice, to give a fair, balanced approach. My content is not made to please white people. So if you're a white person and you think by me making these videos that I'm kind of giving you something to look down on black folk, think again, because that's not what I do my work for. I'm a man of the Most High. I'm a man of integrity. You understand? And I don't make content to please black people. So I don't know why people have, listen, I cannot be bought. You get that? Like, I do my content because I'm a man of integrity. And I believe that Karmelo is guilty of murder. So I'm not defending Austin because he's white. I'm defending Austin because he was murdered. You get that? Not because he's white, because he was murdered. He didn't do anything wrong to deserve that. You know? Karmelo is a killer, not because he's black, because he's a killer. That's why. Not because he's black, but because he's a killer, because he did the crime. That's why I'm holding him accountable. He don't get no pass from me. All evildoers deserve to be in prison. And this thing with all these attorneys that came out, that's just a joke. At the end of the day, they're just promoting themselves. In the end, Karmelo going to remain in prison. A lot of people in the black community believe that he's going to be going home soon and all this other stuff. Don't believe these liars that are on YouTube. Content creators are going to tell you what you want to hear. They know a video title that says, oh, Karmelo Anthony could be going home soon. That's going to get clicks because that's what you want. So of course you're going to click, you're going to view, and they're going to make money because you're dumb. When you really understand the law and you understand this case, Karmelo is not coming home. Do you understand me? He's not coming home. If Karmelo was smart, let me give you the guys the 411. If Karmelo was smart, as soon as he would have got arrested, the first thing he should have did is like, look, I did it. I'm gonna have to just go through. I did it. I plead guilty. Have mercy. I apologize to the Metcalf family for the loss of your son. Please forgive me. And take the plea deal. It is what it is. But when you claim you innocent and then say, oh, self-defense, and you didn't even go on the stand to defend your own self, nah, we giving you 35 years. We're giving you 35 years. You know what I mean? Because he had the opportunity to get less time. That window of opportunity is always there when a crime is committed. You know, if you plead innocent, then claim self-defense, you need to defend yourself. How come they didn't put Karmelo on the stand? Why? Because they knew if they did, it would have looked bad, man. The world would have got to see Karmelo in a worse situation because they would have asked them key questions. I know if I was an attorney and Karmelo took the stand, I would cook him for dinner. He'll be destroyed. I would mess him up real bad. I'll use all my skills to have him fumbling on all his words on that stand because he's guilty. Karmelo, why exactly you didn't leave the tent when you was asked? Witnesses claim that they asked you to leave the tent multiple times. Why exactly you didn't leave the tent? Because I didn't want to. So let me get this straight, Karmelo. So you didn't want to, even though that's not your team tent, you weren't competing, that you were asked to leave, you didn't want to leave. So you were being defiant, yes or no? Well, no. What do you mean no? You said you didn't want to go. So you were being defiant. You basically stood your ground that you wanted to stay there regardless of what the young men were saying. And also, Karmelo, you told Austin that touch me and see what happens. Was that a threat? Could you answer that yes or no, please? Well, I was a yes or no, Karmelo. Because you said, touch me and see what happens. So what exactly was going to happen? Was it that you was going to stab him? Because you did have a knife in your bag. What was the knife for, Karmelo? Because knives are not allowed at these school events. So why would you bring that knowing the policies? You know? Why would you do that? Why would you bring that? So was your intention to harm someone? Why would you carry this around if you're a smart kid with a whatever grade point average, whatever he had? If you're so smart, why would you do that? Could you answer that question? Because you admitted that you murdered Austin when the body cam footage came in. You basically said that it's not alleged. I did it. That doesn't sound like self-defense. Sound like you killed him. You even asked the cop, is he going to be all right? Why would you ask if he's going to be all right if it's self-defense? You wouldn't care. If your life was in danger, why would you care about the person being all right? See? It comes in as if though you were concerned about him dying because you knew that if he died, then it would mean you would be going to prison. So you knew you were going to prison. That's why you asked, is he okay? Will he make it through? You even asked the officer, Karmelo, the lady officer, you asked her, could you plead self-defense? She told you, I didn't see anything. Why would you ask the officer that if you're sure that it's self-defense? So it don't sound like you're sure of yourself. It sounds like you killed him in rage, and because you know that you're guilty, you're trying to hide behind self-defense. But that don't stand. Guys, do you know we have another Karmelo situation that happened? I got to do a video on it, where you had a black woman who basically shot a white man. That's right. And then claimed self-defense. Yeah. Pull the Karmelo. We're going to talk about that story. So we will pretty much keep you posted, guys. I'll come back later on in the morning with more content and whatnot. But I got to go look up that story with the black woman who shot the white guy. And she's basically claiming self-defense and all this other stuff when really her life was not in danger. But yeah, it's crazy, guys, the things that's happening in the world. I want to know, is the black community going to set up a GoFundMe for her? Are y'all going to ride with her? Is she the new Karmelo? What's really going on? You know, I want to know. I want to know. So rate, comment, and subscribe, guys. If you like the content, hit the like button, support the Cash App, support the show, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. So that's about it. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $RingoTV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.